classmates, all of them to join in the webinar. We're just starting in few minutes.
Good evening, ma'am.
I'm on mute. Good evening.
Good
Hello,
evening,
ma'am.
Hello, good evening, Dr. Vinay Kumar. How are you? Welcome
I'm
to
good.
Mindler.
How are you, madam?
Good. Sorry I was late. I was just finishing up a session that I had. So I got a bit delayed.
Good evening, students. So can you type in a hello, good evening, if you can hear us clearly? Hello, uncle. Thank you so much.
Tell us if it's also very hot wherever you're living.
Yes, absolutely. Like summer, pure summer in Delhi here.
From Kathmandu, hi. From Chennai. Okay, great.
Good evening, Ajay. We are very excited to discuss all about liberal arts and sciences, an exciting way to start your career. It's going to be a very, very engaging and interactive session. Students, to feel free to type in all your queries in the chat. My team is here, Yusra and Valerie. They will answer all your questions. And anything that you feel that you want to ask during this session, just feel free to type in the chat. And Dr. Vinay is here from Thapar School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Welcome, Dr. Vinay Kumar, and we'll start with the introductions and then take it over from there.
So, ma'am, should I start or are we waiting for more people to join?
Sure. Let's start till more people are joining in.
All right. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. As you all know that the title of the webinar and the topic for today is Liberal Arts and Sciences and an exciting way to start your career. So we have Dr. Vinay Kumar here from Thapar University. Let me introduce him to all of you. So Dr. Vinay Kumar is a highly accomplished academician and researcher currently serving as the Associate Head of the Thapar School of Liberal Arts and Sciences and an Associate Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Thapar Institute of Engineering, and Technology. With a diverse educational background and a wealth of research, teaching, and administrative experience, Dr. Kumar has made significant contributions to the field of engineering education. Dr. Kumar has a commendable teaching and administrative track record. He has been associated with Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology since 2013, where he has played a vital role in shaping the academic landscape. So we also have Ms. Soumya Tandon here, who is also the moderator of the session. She's a senior career coach from Mindler, and she has done her master's and bachelor's in psychology from the University of Delhi. Valerie and I are also here, who are also from Mindler, and we will be answering your questions. So please put in all your queries and your questions, whatever you have while the webinar is going on, and we'll surely answer it. Please also use the chat box if you want to, answer questions, or if you want to say something, or if you want to, have any queries. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Yusra. Dr. Vinay, welcome to the webinar, and we'll deep dive into liberal education. So before introducing the topic, I have a question for all the audience here. Let's see, what is the cuisine that you like to eat? So is it burger, pizza, North Indian, Chinese? What's your favorite cuisine like? If you can just type in the chat for us. So from food, we'll go to careers to liberal education. Okay, Nikki says Mediterranean, Vansh North Indian. Okay, Uncle North Indian. All right, very interesting. Lots of North Indian. Namrata says Chinese, Italian, current Italian, Thai, French, South. So, okay, interesting. Rena, Korean. Okay, very interesting. Paridhi, North. Okay. Dr. Vinay, what's your favorite cuisine?
I love anything which is prepared well.
That's really nice. It's not very picky when it comes to food. Great. Very interesting. All right. So students, suppose like how the food is coming in is like, for example, if I want to have North Indian, and if, for example, I have Rena here who wants to have or Debashish, let's say biryani plus North Indian. So where can I order both of them together? Can you guess? Like I want to have one cuisine and another together with it. One biryani and one North Indian, maybe dal makhani, shahi paneer, something like that. Where can I order? Zomato, okay. Swiggy, okay. Swiggy, Zomato, oh, all right, interesting. And if I'm very, very fussy, I want to order them, go to a place and order them. Oh, one says ONDC, very interesting. Very updated audience here. Haldiram's, okay, interesting. So I can go to Haldiram's or I can go to a food court to have both these different kinds of cuisines together, or a place like Barbecue Nation, some place where we get both of them together. So it's very similar in liberal education. It's not it as a career, if you're focusing on one area of domain and we have another very interesting area, the university gives us the flexibility of doing both together. So that's a liberal or a freedom that we have when we choose our education and career choices. And Dr. Kumar is here as an expert. So Dr. Kumar, if you can just help us understand what is liberal education and what is exactly when we use this term liberal arts and sciences.
Welcome everyone, first of all, and thank you very much, Soumya. Liberal, as you said, I think your example was on point. So liberal arts is more about training a person to think well. For us, for example, if somebody asks me that you have to pay some money and then I'll tell you how to think, possibly my ego will come and say that, don't you know even how to think? So thinking is an art which one realizes when he or she goes into the market and tries to understand how things are moving. So liberal arts is more of an approach, interdisciplinary approach and transdisciplinary approach. What interdisciplinary approach is, it helps us in analyzing, synthesizing, and harmonizing the disciplines into coordinated and coherent whole, so that the overall picture is look the same. Whereas transdisciplinarity, which is the talk of the town nowadays, it integrates natural sciences, social sciences, health sciences in a humanities context, and then it breaches the boundaries of these small areas, be it social science, health science, or natural sciences. If you look at the examples, say, so you are going to look at some of them in my presentation too. But if, for example, you look at Gmail versus some other email, not Hotmail, but some other email provider, what is the difference between, I don't know, I'm sure that many of our kids who are here, they use Gmail quite a lot, and they may have tried other mails as well. The difference between Gmail and other mails is that Gmail knows, so whether it is an app, or maybe I think it is better to take an example of a game. So when youngsters play games, what comes to their mind first is how user-friendly it is and how entertaining it is. So entertainment and user-friendliness comes from the social science perspective, because from psychology, from cognitive science, from history, languages, how people react to a particular situation. So all this is very important, even when you are trying to create or write a code which finally results in a game. If, for example, I create the same game, but its UX is completely useless, there is a very high possibility that at the end of the day, I won't be able to make any money at all. So liberal education is something which is complementary to the technical education. There are people who will write codes, but their codes will be of no use at all if people from humanities, people who have the exposure to transdisciplinarity approach, interdisciplinarity approach, they will not be able, unless and until they help these tech guys, they will not be able to create something which is of great value. So this is what liberal education is. It helps you in critical thinking, in problem solving. It also tells you that how various areas are related with each other. So for example, if you are an electronics engineer, there is a very high possibility that most of the time you will be working in electronic areas. But working in a very narrow area will not result in getting or maybe developing something which is new or novel. And in this changing world, it is extremely important that all the time we create something which is different from whatever we already have. This is more or less what liberal education tells us.
Very interesting. It's the terms that you use, interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary. That's
Yeah.
very interesting. That it's not in isolation. The knowledge of both technical as well as social science, humanities, both perspectives together make up something which would be more valuable, so to say, in general. Dr. Vinay, if we look at liberal education, there's a lot of confusion in terms of, like, if there's a conventional degree, a BA, BSc, BBA, similar degrees. So what's the difference? Liberal education, BA, BSc versus a conventional BA, BSc degree. So what's your opinion here?
Generally, most of the liberal arts schools or colleges in India and abroad too, the first year is something which makes the overall experience completely different from any other BSc, BCom, BA, etc. First year is, at least in Thapar University, first year is called as the foundation year, where when you join the university, you are going to expose to various courses in length and breadth. For example, digital literacy, mathematical thinking, history, philosophy, linguistics, how to read, how to write, logic courses, philosophy, cognitive science, economics, and so on and so forth. So these courses are taught in a way that, so it is not that, you are in first year, there are only 8 or 9 courses. These courses are such that they are co-taught by multiple faculty members. If we have a course X and there is a faculty from computer science, and then there is a faculty from cognitive science, and then there is a faculty from philosophy. So they all will sit together and they created a course where people will, at the end of the day, for example, it's a code where we teach coding. They will not only be coding, they will also learn how to think in a different way, so that when we solve this problem with the code, how people are going to be, how are we going to reduce the pain of people, right? If we look at ChatGPT, right, nowadays, I think everybody is talking about ChatGPT. The power of ChatGPT is, it is not only that it answers to our questions, right? It is one aspect of ChatGPT, which is quite small, and even Google can do it. All we have to do is write a question, press enter, and Google will give us some answer to it. But ChatGPT is something with which you can actually interact, right? So you ask a question, it gives you some answer. You read that answer, and then you ask another question which is related with that question, and then it understands. So there is something which is called as LSTM network. They use that. So with the help of that technology, this ChatGPT is able to understand what question you earlier asked and how the next question is related with the previous question, and so on and so forth. So it is not only the power of neural networks which make ChatGPT a killer. It is also its UI and how human mind thinks, how it interacts with the technology. So all that goes behind it. And this is exactly what happens when we look at the foundation year of liberal arts education. So first year is going to be really challenging. Challenging means very entertaining and challenging for the students. They will be exposed to many things. And the advantage is going to be, so for example, if I want to be an economist and I have exposure to history, linguistics, writing, reading, digital literacy, mathematical thinking, etc., I will be an economist who is going to have the knowledge in a different length and breadth of areas. So this is one aspect. Together with it, for example, I want to be an economist, and at the same time, so that is going to be my major. With major, we can always choose a minor too. Major means that you do 4 courses every year, every semester, and minor indicates that you have to complete 6 courses. So if, for example, I am an engineer, like I'm sure that many of our friends know here, if you can answer, some of you can answer, who can tell us who is the CEO of Facebook?
Yes.
You maybe Yeah.
Very
So, you know,
familiar. Will be familiar.
yeah. So he's a graduate in computer science, and he had philosophy as a minor.
Okay.
So philosophy or cognitive science, this all gives us an Mark Zuckerberg. Yes. So yep, it's absolutely correct. So the point is that he was a philosophy and computer science graduate. So he had a capability of looking at a problem from various angles, and it helps us in understanding the not only the problem but also in understanding how things are going to move in future. So this is how a liberal education differs from conventional degrees, right? We have the possibility of doing minor. We have this foundation year, and this is more or less what makes it different. Yeah.
Yes, that's really fascinating, because in first year, if as a student I'm exploring a lot of choices. I'm exploring various subjects and then choosing my majors, which I'm highly interested in. And if I want, I can choose some minors as well, right?
Yeah,
Whichever is my interest area. All right.
that's true.
So, Dr. Vinay, can you share us even more detail about Thapar School of Liberal Arts and Sciences? If we could just share a presentation and show us in detail what's
Yeah.
the curriculum like.
Oh, okay. So, but my presentation doesn't have that. My presentation is more about why liberal arts is an exciting career opportunity.
All
So
right.
I have only few slides, so maybe I'll share it with all of you, and then we'll come back and I will answer to a few more questions. So if you want, I can answer right now. I will give you a general idea. When students come and join Thapar School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, there are four areas or four streams which students are exposed to. First is called as foundation year. So first year, you are going to be exposed to many type of courses. Then there is something which is called as program core. Program core is a 4 semester long course. It is called as Avani. Avani one is where we teach you how to frame a problem. Now the question is that if our young friends have used Chat GPT ever, the answer depends on the question, right? And it is true in our regular life also. If you say that, mother, I'm going to get 100 marks out of 100 marks in mathematics, can I have a chocolate? There is a higher possibility that she will say yes, rather than if you say that, give me a chocolate and then I'm going to tell you what happened.
Right.
So asking correct questions is extremely important, and that is what Avani does. Avani means earth. So we call this project led learning as Avani project. So we tell in semester one, we tell you how to frame a problem. Now we have the problem. The second challenge comes how to answer to that particular problem. So the second semester, students are going to learn designing a solution, right? When you go and join a company, you are going to interact with many people. There is going to be team, there are going to be bosses. So asking questions is extremely important, and so is telling them some answers, right? Semester three comes the enterprising the solution, and four is the responsible citizenship experience, where they do some entrepreneurial workshops, they go and do internship, etc. So these are two channels. Third is the major. You can choose amongst many various. I will tell you what majors we have, and you can choose. You have the possibility of choosing a minor also. So at Thapar School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, we have biotechnology, business administration, chemistry, cognitive science, computer science, economics, data science, environment, history, literary and cultural studies, mathematics, philosophy, physics, political science, psychology, and sociology. These are the general areas where students can do their undergraduate. They can choose any of this as a major and any of this as a minor. So it is going to be a degree where you will get a major and a minor also. This is 3-year program. If you stay back for 4th year, what is going to happen is in 4th year, you are going to get an honors degree, or you can get a double major also. So either of the two is possible. You stay back for 1 more year, do a little bit of research in your area, get an honors degree, or maybe do some more courses, and you are going to get another major in your minor program. I think most of these are available on our website. I will share the website over here so that students can look at the website and find what all do we offer. So this is what Thapar offers. Now, if you allow me, I would like to share a small presentation with everyone. And if they have any questions, please feel free to ask in between also, right?
Yes, sure.
All right, thank you. So let's move up. Yes. Is the slide visible?
Absolutely, clearly visible.
All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Vinay Kumar. You already know, and what we are looking at is the exciting way to start your career. I think many of you recognize him. He's the great guy, Steve Jobs, the head of Apple, who started Apple and Pixar both. He said that, it's in Apple's DNA that technology alone is not enough. It is technology married with liberal arts, married with the humanities, that yields us the result that makes our hearts sing. The point is that, if you are a user of MacBook or Apple phones or iPad or AirPods, etc., you will see that the UI, which means how you interact with the operating system, is very, very intuitive. And this is what now it is true for Microsoft as well. But in general, what happens is that Apple was the one who started looking at all these areas first. So they were the ones who made sure that humanities comes. So it is. I mean, what I want to say is that humanities means that we are bringing people while we design a particular technology or an application, and Apple is the one who did it first.
So it is like people coming in, and it's a people perspective along with what we are building, right?
Yes. So humanities, yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you for for the help.
Right. Sounds interesting. Yes.
So Laszlo Bock, he was the Google HR chief. Now he works for some other company. But he said that whenever we go out and try to hire some people, the number one thing we look for is general cognitive things, and it's not the IQ, it's the learning ability. And the learning abilities comes from critical thinking and problem solving and so on and so forth. So it's the ability to process on the fly. It's the ability to pull together disparate bits of information. This is what exactly liberal arts degree gives you. So we have, if you look at the faculty profile of TSLAS, Thapar School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, you will see that, our faculty or teachers are really amazing. There is a Chinese proverb which says, teachers open the door, but you must enter all by yourself, which indicates that they are there to only help you. If you are passionate and you are energetic, then there is a very high possibility that you will succeed over the period of time. Now, the question is that why should we study? There is a possibility that for me,
Dr. Vinay, your voice is not clear to us, maybe some network issue, but I'll just continue this. So as Dr. Vinay was mentioning, he was saying that why should we study for ourselves, for our happiness and for better living also. Dr. Vinay, can we try once more if it's working? Sure. Yeah, we can't hear you, but I think I'll just continue the discussion till we are fixing the technical issue. So it's the way he was explaining was that teachers open the door, but you must you must be the one to take that way. So that's where the institute is coming from, that they give you lots and lots of opportunities, but we as students, or you must be the one to take which one comes best for you here, right? So that's something that we will discuss shortly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, perfectly.
Okay.
We can hear.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I think this all happens with the technology. Yeah. So why should we study is for ourselves? It looks egoistic though, but if we do it for ourselves, we'll be happy. If we are happy, everybody else will also be happy. And if we study, there is a very high possibility that we'll get better living. So the point is that an exciting way to start your career could be liberal arts and sciences because it gives you or it teaches you the thinking skills first and also there, but that is secondary. Our primary aim for the education of liberal arts is to give you skills which are lifelong skills. It is not that the theories of economics and wealth and so on and so forth are not necessary. They are necessary, but at the same time, it is also extremely important that we get an idea of cross-disciplinary education. If you look at the classical universities, in Greece, they used to have the system of education. The curriculum was divided into two parts, trivium and quadrivium. Trivium was more of arts of grammar, logic, and rhetoric, which means that students used to get to know how to speak, how to write, and critically think. Once they are good at it, then they can either go for studies or do something else. So that was part of quadrivium, where students used to do arithmetic, astronomy, music, geometry, and maybe some other things as well. This was about Greece. But if we look at, for example, our own curriculum, if we look at the Takshashila curriculum, this is from one of the books, which is Universities in Ancient India by D.G. Apte. He says that, there is a very high possibility that initially in Takshashila curriculum was the Vedas. When we say Vedas, it does not mean the 4 Vedas which we talk about. Veda means to know. So they used to teach them the pronunciation, aphoristic literature, grammar, astronomy, prodigy, and etymology. Once students are good at it, then the next step was the Shilpas, which means the craft or the vocational training. So students used to get exposed to secular law, Sankhya, which means numbers, Nyaya, which means logic, and then other theories, arithmetic, music, medicine, Puranas, history, military, poetry, and so on and so forth. So if we look at either our curriculum or if we look at the curriculum of the Greeks, where from this liberal arts education came, in both of these ancient systems, the focus was more on critical thinking and interdisciplinary education, which used to help these students to have skills which were lifelong skills, which they can apply to many other areas as well. Now, let us come to modern liberal arts and sciences education. It is a broad foundation for interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary thinking. Interdisciplinary is more coordination amongst the disciplines, and transdisciplinary is when we look at these problems from a different angle. So these are the two broad foundations of a liberal arts education. And this is exactly what we try to do at our School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Now, at the end of the day, once we complete our degree, what are the skills which we are going to acquire if, for example, we start doing this liberal arts and the sciences degree? The first skill which one is going to get is critical thinking. Critical thinking is not about thinking. It is a training which helps us in making conscious decisions. And conscious decision means, for example, if we are traveling from, say, Gurgaon to Delhi and there is a lot of traffic and we are in a hurry and so is everybody else, we can get irritated or we may answer to the situation in a different way. We may think that, there is a possibility that the guy next to me, maybe somebody is ill at his home and that is why he is moving faster than me and so on and so forth. Maybe these examples doesn't look very relevant to us since we are very young at this age. But as we grow if you ask your parents or maybe your uncles and aunts who are working, they will tell you that there are problems which pop up all the time when you are working, or maybe when you are dealing with the family members or other families, neighbors, and so on and so forth. It becomes extremely important for us to look at a problem from different angles and then try to solve that problem with a different, keeping in mind various ways of solving a particular problem. So critical thinking is something which is self-guided and self-disciplined thinking, and it consists of many things. For example, rationality, reasonability, whether we are empathetic or not. So if we really want to learn how to think, how to pay attention, then we have to know other options as well. And liberal arts and sciences fosters this critical thinking skill, and it encourages students to analyze the information, evaluate evidences, and question various assumptions which we make while we analyze a particular problem or a particular situation. Then comes problem solving. Problem solving is more about defining a problem. As we said earlier, that if you are using ChatGPT, it is not what it is capable of answering, because ChatGPT can answer to many questions. It is more about how we question to ChatGPT, and on the basis of that question, that ChatGPT is going to give us some answers. And that is going to be true for other AI tools as well. So the defining a problem is extremely important. We have to identify, we have to prioritize, we have to look at alternate solutions, and so on and so forth. So this, while you are in liberal arts and sciences, you will understand and know various aspects of defining a problem and then solving the problem. Then the third skill, which generally one is going to look forward to, is digital and data literacy. Today is the time of digital age, and it is extremely important that we are digital and data savvy, which means that when we interact with the world, we must know what all is going on, and there are many other things. So digital and data literacy is interpreting data-driven insights and adapting to these digital landscapes. Then comes the creativity. Creativity is more of imagination and thinking outside the box. Liberal arts degree gives us enough space to play around and be more imaginative and think outside the box. I'm not saying that it is not true for engineering. Engineering also, you may get an idea how to think, how to imagine, and how to think outside the box. But the point is that there you are not exposed to those many courses as you will get exposed when you come and join a liberal arts degree. And when you leave liberal arts school there and you work with these tech-savvy guys, there is a very high possibility that you are going to be much, which is true, we will see next slide, which is true for all the companies which come and they are looking for people. They would always like to have somebody who is not efficient only in one language, say Java, but the person who is capable of thinking, problem solving, and learning. If you can learn new things, there is a very high possibility that throughout the life you will be working. Then comes emotional intelligence. So courses from literature, courses from psychology, courses from social science. From these courses, students gain insight into the human behavior, cultural context, and the societal dynamics, etc. And this makes them aware of the fact that what other people are thinking and how they are going to react. So this becomes part of emotional intelligence. Then collaboration, while students come and join a liberal arts degree, they work in teams for example, for debate, for projects, for creating artwork, for negotiations, for group discussions, etc. So that gives them an understanding, better understanding of how to create. Teamwork is extremely important when we go and work out. It is not that, we are working alone. We have to work with a team, and every team member will have their own nuanced ways of working, and teamwork becomes extremely important. So liberal arts and sciences degree gives you enough, not only enough information, but it also helps to understand how to collaborate well with others. And then at the end of the day, if we know all this, then we are capable of continuously learning. The world is changing our parents used to go and join a job and then they used to retire from there, but this is no more true nowadays. People start their careers and in the meantime they change tracks and they start doing something else as well.
Absolutely. Dr. Vinay, so this is quite interesting that as a student, I am just not getting the technical skills. I'm also getting the exposure of collaboration, of emotional intelligence. I'm trying to understand how different subjects work together. There's also a question like one of the students, she's interested in business, like she's interested in humanities with business studies and informative practices also. So just
Right.
want to ask you quickly, is that possible to do all three together at the school?
Well, we have business administration, which is BBA, and then she can take, for example, computer science as a minor, which will give her an exposure to digital. You said digital, right? Something
Yes,
digital?
yes,
So,
absolutely. She's interested in business studies and computer science generally.
yes.
Both of
So
these.
she can take business studies as a major and computer science as a minor. And if she decides to stay back for fourth year, there is a possibility that she can do a major in BBA, business studies, and a major in computer science as well.
All right.
So that's a
quite
possibility.
interesting. Right, right. So
Yeah.
students,
Otherwise, if, for example,
yes, go ahead, Dr. Vinay.
So there is another possibility that, for example, you are also interested in humanities related courses. One can go for business studies together with cognitive science, because cognitive science is more about cognition. It is not psychology, but it is more about cognition. So you get an exposure to various humanities related courses, psychology courses, and few computer science courses as well. So that is also a possibility.
All right. Thank you so much.
So I think two, three or more slides, and then we're good to go.
Yes, sure.
So these are the major areas which one is going to get exposed to. When you graduate, you can become literature experts. You can become linguists. You can become actors. You can become psychologists. You can become philosophers. And Amazon to Apple. I mean, I'm not saying that Amazon is the best and Apple is the worst, or maybe other way around. But the point is that all companies are looking for these type of people. When, as a company, for example, if I would like to design something which is going to compete with, say, ChatGPT or DAL-E or Gmail or Outlook or maybe Google Docs or Office 365, the point is that, literature experts are needed, the linguists are needed, psychologists are needed, philosophers are needed, because they can tell us how people are going to interact with the kind of digital devices or digital platforms which we are going to create. This is one. Second is, for example, you go and join a NGO, or you go and join some other company which helps people. If you are a psychologist or a philosopher or a linguist, there is a very high possibility that you will be able to understand the pains of people better than the others, and you will be able to help them better than the others. It is not that the people have to work on ground. If you are leading a company which is say, for example, nursing company, and if you know how people feel, how people think, then there is a very high possibility that the focus of your company will be to reduce the pain of these people. While the focus of the company is such, there is a very high possibility that you will succeed more than somebody else who is not exposed to these areas. So the point is that if you come and join liberal arts degree, there are all types of options. There are all types of possibilities. And all we need is a passion towards liberal arts and an openness to learn many, many areas and subjects. This is the picture of our graduating batch this year. They are all look quite happy. We had a farewell party for all of them. So that was my small presentation.
That's really interesting, and all the very good campus, I would say. So huge campus and students also looking pretty happy once they're graduating.
Yeah, that's true. We have a very big campus and 250 acres campus, and we have really amazing faculty. It is when you come to the university, it is not only about campus, but also the life which you live outside the classroom. So there are a number of societies which students participate in. There are literary societies. There is Mudra, where students dance and do many kinds of things. Then there is Frosh Society. Then there is Pratigya Society. Many societies are there. So students are after 5 o'clock, they are quite happy and work with these organizations, or maybe have fun once in a while, or maybe every day. I don't know, but yes, campus life is really good. If you come here, there is a possibility that you will love it quite a lot.
Absolutely. So academics as well as beyond academics, they can
Yes,
participate in various societies.
yeah. That's true. That's true. So, any other question which students tried to ask?
Yes, a lot of students were asking that what's the eligibility and application process like? So is there an entrance? Is there an interview? If you could elaborate a bit more on that.
Right. So, first of all, what I will do is I am going to share the link which students can use if they want to apply. Here we go. So this gives us this. Well, I'll come to this question later. There are a few questions here. So the eligibility criteria is that you must have 60% marks in your 10 plus 2. And if you have 60% marks in 10 plus 2, you come and there is going to be a psychometric test or a set type of test which you appear in. And then there is going to be an interaction with the faculty members, and then you are in. One of the subjects must be English in your 10 plus 2. If you have appeared in SAT, SAT score of 1260 or above will make you eligible to directly appear for personal interaction with the faculty members. So these are the two general requirements which we have, 60% in 10 plus 2 or a SAT score of 1260 and above. For 1260 and below, you have to appear for the exam as well.
All right. And are there any scholarships also available for students?
Yes, yeah. There are scholarships available for the students. There is if you have got 98% or above in class 12, then there is a 80% tuition fee waiver. If you have got 94% to less than 98%, 40% tuition fee waiver. And if you have got 90% but less than 94%, then there is a 20% tuition fee waiver. And then there are some CGPA requirements also if you want to carry it over to next year, etc. There are many opportunities available for scholarships too.
All right. So that's interesting, students, that once you're applying, there are also criteria of scholarships. So you can even explore that on the link as mentioned. Dr. Vinay Kumar, one more question, that what kind of internships or experiential learning is available to students in the 3 to 4 years once they're studying at the university?
Right. So once you join us, every year there are two possibilities. One is through Avni. So students go and join these companies and internships, etc. We have a placement office and we have a placement person on our TSLA school as well. He helps everyone, whoever is interested, in finding internship positions in various companies. So in last year, I think more or less everybody, whoever was interested, they were able to get one or the other internship position. Some of these are paid. So you go and work for these companies, they pay you. Some of these are non-paid. There are students who do research internships also. So for example, you can work with one of the professors here, and then you can do a small project. There are many students who do that too. So these type of internship possibilities are there. As far as the ELC, which is how do you call it? The experiential learning. We have Avni is an experiential learning project which goes for 4 years. Then there are capstone projects within these majors. And then for our university, we have a professor from University of Waterloo And under his mentorship, we are coming up with a huge ELC center. It's a huge building. And so ELC means the experiential learning. Experiential learning is integrated in our curriculum. Not only our curriculum, our universities, one of the values is that we embark upon a journey where this experiential learning is one of the key parts of our overall education. And the point is that in general, might not be true for some of the courses, experiential learning is without grades, which means that if you are passionate, then there is a very high possibility that you will do it very well. So we have many opportunities for experiential learning also.
All right. So it's like they have a support in terms of internship and the application, and even
Yes.
a cell of experiential learning where they have collaboration with a lot of, like University of Waterloo is one example. So where they
Yeah.
can do a complete project there.
And then we also keep on posting them about the international opportunities. One of our students from philosophy, he is going to go and join a summer school in Israel for a month. Yeah,
Wow.
so he got full scholarship, which is like, I think, $1,000 he got as a scholarship, and he's going to go and work there for a while, for a month or so. And these kind of opportunities are also there. And at the same time, if you come and join Thapar School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, we have relationships with many international universities. This year, one of our graduates is going to go and join Temple University in Japan. One is going to Groningen University in the Netherlands. One is going to University of Queensland in Australia. One is going to join University of Groningen in the Netherlands. So last year, there was one student who went and joined UT Dallas. She was in computer science. So we have all these opportunities which are available to the students.
All right. And Dr. Vinay, what's the placement like? So what is there a placement opportunity post the degree also, which is available to students?
Yes, there is. So our placement cell helps students to get placed. Many of our students, so this is our first graduating batch I showed you the picture of. This year they are going to graduate, but many of them are staying for fourth year also. Fourth year gives you an advantage that, you know, you will have an honors degree. And if you want to go abroad, or maybe in India, you want to do your master's or PhD, etc. But those who are leaving us after 3 years, they applied and our placement cell helped them. I believe that out of 30 students who are going to leave, around 20 or more than that, they got placed already. And placement is still going on. So it will go on till August. I'm sure that, you know, most of them will get it. But at the same time, we should understand that when we join a university, it is, for most of us, it is the first time when we go out of our homes and we are all our own. So it is not that, you know, it is true for all the universities, right? The point is that nowadays there is a lot of freedom. So companies come and they will not take you just because you are from X place or Y place. So the students who come and join, they have fun, they study well. There is a very high possibility that they will get better jobs and better opportunities for doing masters, PhD, etc. So individually also, I'm not saying that if you come to Thapar, wherever our young friends go, wherever you go, keep focused. You know, there is a very beautiful poem. I forgot what, but the crux of the matter was that I came here to. Let me think. I'll come back. Let me think what it was. So it was very. It says that, you know, you do whatever you want, but you should remain focused on. At the back of your mind, you must remember what you are here for.
Absolutely, very interesting. And the way you mentioned that when you go out of your home and you're living in a campus, you have a very different interaction with the faculty, with your peers, seniors. So that kind of environment is also very good for your development, like outside school, how you're growing and developing your personality. So that's also very interesting, Dr. Vinay, that you mentioned that anywhere we go, it's not any university, that kind of exposure, especially at Thapar, I would say, because it's at campus at the same place. So lots of people being here at the same campus also makes a lot of difference. Like day in and day out, they are staying together and learning from each other. Dr. Vinay, any last tips, any thoughts to the students who are applying this year? Any tips that you would
Well,
like to share?
I think they are most. So one of the questions is, can I do an MSc in biochemistry in India after doing my BSc honors in geology? Well, you have to check the requirements of UGC. I'm not sure whether they allow, but most possibly they will, because geology and biochemistry looks similar to me. But you should look at the UGC requirements. Well, my thoughts are that, whatever you do, keep it at the back of the mind that this is what I'm doing. And that's it. Then we can do whatever we want. There is no limit to what we do. Only thing is, we must be passionate about it. And, there are so many students here. It seems that earlier, what used to happen when I was young, generally, there were only two options. You become a doctor or an engineer. But now people, there are opportunities in all
we
the
have
areas.
multiple options. So
Yeah. And in fact, with engineers and doctors, they need people from humanities. They need people from psychology. They need people from cognitive science. They need people from philosophy, and so on and so forth. There are so many opportunities, and one should be not only passionate but focused, and also determined that this is what I am going to do, and I'm going to succeed with this. Then there is a very high possibility that one will succeed.
absolutely. Interesting poems Soma shared in the chat as well. Thank you so much, Soma. Very interesting. Students, any questions, any doubts, you can even raise your hands. We can allow you to speak. So if you want to raise your any questions, just type in the chat or raise your hand and we'll allow you to speak as well. Very, very interesting, Soma. Any students, if you have some questions related to your career choices, that what courses can I plan? And I'm not very sure which is the pathway that I want to pursue further. Just reach out to us at Mindler, hello@mindler.com, and we'll help you chart out, our career coaches will help you chart out how we can discover our pathway further. So at Mindler, we say mind, L-E-R, like learn, explore, and realize. So first we learn, we know a lot about what are the choices available. Then we start exploring our options. And once we realize it, then we start actually applying. Hiram is asking, is there computer science with business available? Yes.
At Thapar, you can do computer science major with a business as a minor, or business as a major and computer science as a minor. Soma Sen Gupta sent a very beautiful Robert Frost poem. I love it. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. Is this one of our friends here, young friend, Soma Sen Gupta?
Yes, I believe. Right.
Yeah, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Excellent. Best of luck to all of you. Can we do political science with business? Yes, you can. You can choose. So the link which I shared with you, TSLAS, we have listed the majors. You can choose any of them as a major and more or less any of them as a minor. So there are all kinds of possibilities are there. Political science with business, political science with computer science. How many branches are there of Thapar Institute? There is no branch. We are only one institution. We have an off-campus at Derabasi. That is more for our management school is there in Derabasi, and there is the computer science branch also. So we don't have any branches, only one off-campus, which is near our Patiala campus. Is there any degree including economics and applied mathematics and CS? What you can do is you can do economics. And with economics, you can choose computer science. So there are some courses, so there is no applied mathematics. Doing three things is going to be, it is not that whether it is possible or not, but the point is that, it is going to be very taxing to you. Doing three majors or one major with two minors is not easy at all. It will be a touch and go situation. You will learn a little bit of economics, little bit of mathematics, little bit of CS. It is better to choose two, and then maybe once you have done economics and maybe applied mathematics or economics and computer science, and then you can do some other things as well. So it is not only in Thapar, but even if you go and join some other place, try to, so other than major, things are there to more for exploration. So for example, if you choose economics as a major and computer science as a minor, so most of the knowledge which you are going to gain is going to be in economics. Computer science, you will get to know many things which you can apply in your economics, or if you decide to do a computer science major, then those minor courses are going to be helpful to you. So, hey, I am to pursue UPSC, and which degree is more suitable? All degrees are suitable for UPSC. UPSC needs a lot of hard work and passion and focus and many more things. I'm interested in both. Currently, I'm in my intermediate second year. What is intermediate second year, Soumya?
So by intermediate second year, what they mean is you can consider it as 12th grade, similar to 12th.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you are in class 12. Oh, class
Yes.
12. Right. So if you want to do UPSC, then any of them is good. Geography, generally, I don't know, people, there are many people who do history, but geography also sounds good. So you can do any of them. We don't have geography. We don't have geography at Thapar School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Do history and come to us.
All right. Anugna, actually, absolutely, as Dr. Vinay mentioned, UPSC as a career is open to us from any graduation. So you can choose any major that you are most comfortable with and interested in. And then side by side, you can start preparing for your UPSC during your graduation time. And then you can give the papers later. Once in your third year, your final year of graduation, you'll be eligible to give the papers as well. Any other questions, students? Just feel free to type in the chat. All right. Vimal has asked that is it possible to do BA LLB with computer science? Vimal, I think law would be very different. Dr. Vinay, your thoughts on this? The law with computer science? I think it would be difficult because law requires completely a different perspective than a core technical computer science degree.
Well, let me tell you that this AI and AI-enabled technologies are going to challenge the lawyers the more. These all depends on the data which is available, and generally law is a field where a lot of data is available. So if there is a place, we are not one of them. If there is a place where they offer law with computer science, I think it is going to be very futuristic and it might help quite a lot. So we are going to start a law school, but as of now, we haven't started. But if there are some schools which offer law with computer science, this is my personal opinion, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure, but this is going to be something which a lawyer with digital literacy is going to be possibly better than a lawyer with something else. Like, lawyers with philosophy become great lawyers.
Absolutely.
Lawyers with history becomes great lawyers.
Right.
Now, next generation is going to be lawyers with computer science minor. They will be, because, in digital age, it is very easy. If you are digital savvy, then you can create your own codes, which can help you in doing many things.
Absolutely. As you gave the example of ChatGPT also. So that's also very interesting that the question or the query that we are asking, that makes a huge difference, and how it's learning and then giving us the exact answers that we are looking for. So very interesting. Even you can explore BSc LLB as a course in case you would like, but as Sir mentioned, law and computer science, as of now, it's not offered very popularly in Indian schools. All the best, dear students. If you have any doubts, any questions, just reach out to us at hello@mindler.com. Thank you so much, Dr. Vinay. This has been informative as well as an inspiring session, I would say, because the examples that you used were very relatable, and the way you've connected with the students on a personal level, I think all of them would agree with me that it has been very learning and informative session for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I loved it. Thank you to all the team members and also the students who came to listen to our. I don't know. Maybe many of them already know whatever we talked about, but still, thank you very much. Thank you.